The market is now bristling with startup car companies, taking advantage of an auto industry in flux. The industry is changing with the development of electrical vehicles and self-driving technology. Startup car companies at the forefront include Tesla, Rivian, Lordstown, Altus, Canoo, and Lucid Motors. But not all of these startups will make it. Some are sure to go bankrupt, struggle with financing, or just get bought up by the bigger players in town. Just recently, Lordstown has gone into receivership, while on the other hand, Tesla is now firmly established. Who else will make it or go under? Of those listed, perhaps Rivian and Lucid Motors are the most likely to break out and become the next big thing. Rivian seems to have secured all the financing it needs, and seems to be awash with cash and cutting-edge innovation. These are the reasons why Rivian could outperform Tesla. Quiet road to glory. Rivian splashed into the public eye in 2018 at the Los Angeles Auto Show, when it debuted prototypes of the R1T, a pickup truck, and the R1S. What caught people's attention wasn't just that they were electric. No one had revealed an electric truck at the time, but that they opened the door wide to outdoor enthusiasts as an electric adventure vehicle. On stage, Scaringe also promised that the vehicle would travel 400 miles on a battery charge, go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds, tow 11,000 pounds, and navigate in more than 3 feet of water. The launch edition of the vehicle fulfills all those promises, but the range, it goes 300 or more miles, with the 400-mile version expected next year. Scaringe says he always wanted to create his own automotive brand. He kept his head down until his products were ready. To some degree, he's the Elon Musk. He's a methodical and very approachable guy, said Alan Baum, an independent automotive business analyst in Detroit. He noted that prior to fame, Scaringe had been a fixture in the lobbies of auto shows for years. Amazon and Ford investment. Amazon has invested heavily into Rivian by supplying $800 million in investment, and by ordering an astonishing 100,000 electric vans from Rivian. This will guarantee Rivian a sustained initial production level for years to come. Amazon is one of the world's most valuable companies, and it has a very large fleet of delivery vans. Amazon is firmly betting on Rivian to replace that fleet, plus the expected growth of its fleet over the few years. Ford has also invested $500 million into Rivian and is reportedly planning to use Rivian's skateboard to build cars of its own. There have since been conflicting reports as to whether Ford is still planning to use Rivian's platform or not. But this means that two large companies, Ford and Amazon, are now invested in Rivian's success. Sometimes, it may seem strange for a competitor to invest and help out, but the world of large companies is a strange one. Money magnet. Before most people had even heard of Rivian, Scaringe had arranged in 2017 to buy a 2.6 million square foot plant in Illinois at a fire sale price. The cavernous facility had been abandoned by Mitsubishi Motors. Scaringe had a knack for gathering deep-pocketed allies. He has done an excellent job of raising money, kind of on the sly, from a number of very patient investors, Baum said, until he then crossed the line. That line was crossed in 2019, when Rivian won a series of huge investments that bolted it onto America's corporate machinery. Ford put in $500 million, Amazon.com $700 million. Another $350 million came from Cox Automotive, which offers Rivian its presence in automotive service and maintenance. Then in early 2020, came the news any automaker would envy. Amazon put in an order for 100,000 delivery vans to be shipped in stages through 2030. A handful of the boxy, blue-gray vehicles are now being tested on routes in Los Angeles, and Amazon plans to deploy them in 16 cities by the end of this year. Impressive performance. The performance of Rivian's off-roading vehicles is looking like it will only be rivaled in the short term by Tesla and the Hummer EV. Lucid is making luxury sedans, and so are in a different market. Its pickup truck can reach 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds, wade through 3 feet of water, tow up to 11,000 pounds, and fast charge. With the Rivian pickup, one can forget all the misgivings one might have about taking an EV off-roading. their own charging network. Rivian is now planning to do what even Lucid Motors isn't doing: build its own exclusive charging network similar to Tesla's supercharging network. They announced this plan in March 2021 and plan to have it in action in 2023. In addition, they are planning to install some 10,000 destination chargers, dubbed Rivian waypoints, in places like parks, lodgings, and dining establishments. These waypoint chargers will be available to all EVs, unlike the exclusive Tesla network. They have their own factories. Rivian isn't contracting the production of its vehicles out to other car companies. Instead, they are buying up their own factories and facilities. They are planning to design and manufacture their cars by themselves. Others contract production out to other companies. For example, it has purchased an old Mitsubishi and Chrysler factory in Illinois that used to make the Mitsubishi Eclipse. Rivian has poured over $1 billion into this factory, and now it's completely updated and expanded. No problem raising capital. Rivian hasn't had any issue in raising capital. It is now awash with cash and is now able to spend freely. In addition to the $800 million from Amazon and $500 million from Ford, it reportedly raised $2.65 billion in January this year. Before this latest injection of cash, it had reportedly already raised $6 billion in investment. There have even been reports by Bloomberg of it being on the verge of raising an eye-watering $25 billion. Forward thinking. Rivian isn't just thinking about how to burst onto the market and start mass-producing their lineup of vehicles. They are also thinking forward about the end of the life of their vehicles. One example of this is how they are planning to repurpose their old worn-out batteries as a form of stationary storage in Puerto Rico at the end of their useful car lives. The cost of electricity in Puerto Rico is twice the national average. In summary, Rivian now has all the confidence of the investors and the capital needed. It's theirs to lose at this point. So this is all for today. Thanks for watching. See you next video.